Welcome back, designers. In today's tutorial, I'm going to demonstrate how we will be designing a menu for a fictional nitrogen ice cream shop by the name of Arctic Fog. We're going to be creating this menu utilizing tables to organize each of the base flavors and topping options. We're also going to be illustrating this menu utilizing images from pexels.com. So before we get started, go ahead and look for several images that are ice cream related that you would like to utilize for this menu. Without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is create a new file. We're going to select the print preset. We're going to select letter size. We're going to call this menu design. We want to deselect facing pages because we're only designing one page. We want to create a very symmetrical layout, so I'm going to create 2 columns. And I'm going to scroll down and include a bleed of 1.5. If I click on this little link, it's going to change it so that the bleed extends to all the sides of the document. Then I'm going to click Create. So now you can see the bleed is all the way around. To begin my design, I'm going to be creating a graphic that's going to be extending past the edges of the document into the bleed. I'm going to make sure I click on my Pages panel and double click on my A parent page so that I can set up the parent page, and if I added more pages to this document, each of them would have the same background. I'm going to be utilizing my frame tool, and I'm going to extend the frame tool past the margins of the page and into the bleed. Then I'm going to hit Ctrl D, and I'm going to place the image that I downloaded off pexels.com. To fit the image correctly, I'm going to right click, select Fitting, and fill frame proportionately. I like this image because it reminds me of frosting, and I also really like the color scheme. So before I go any further, I'm going to use my color scheme tool. And I'm going to click inside of the image, and you guys will see it's going to sample several of the pinks used in the image, so that when I click on the plus swatches, it's going to add this selection of colors to my default swatches, so I can utilize them throughout the menu design. As much as I like it, however, I'm going to lower the opacity of this image. So in my Properties panel, I'm going to lower the opacity from 100 to roughly about 75%, so it's a pale pink. Having done so, I will now go back to my Pages panel, and still within my A parent page, I'm going to drag out a frame. In my Properties panel, I'm going to fill this frame with a pale pink, utilizing one of these swatches. I'm going to give it a stroke. Again, utilizing one of the same swatches to keep the color scheme uniform. And I think I'm going to round out the edges. Now, if I were to create additional pages for this menu design, each and every one of these pages would have the same exact layout in the bottom. So they would have the same graphic in the background, and they would have the same frame on top of the background. I don't need these pages, so I'm going to delete them, and I'm just going to start working on page number 1 by double clicking on it. And I know it's activated because it's highlighted in blue. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying out where each of my elements are going to go, starting with the title of the restaurant, which is going to be Arctic Fog, all the way at the top. I also want to include a subtitle right underneath it. I'm going to include 2 images to illustrate my menu. I'm just holding down the right arrow key so I can create a grid. You can create 2 images, 3 images, it's up to you. I'm going to use the rule of odds and use 3. And all the way at the bottom, I'm going to be creating an additional frame, and this is where my table is going to go. So having created these frames, I'm ready now to start plugging in images and text. To start off, I'm going to select each of the frames that I'm going to be illustrating by holding down Shift to select each of them simultaneously. then Control or Command D, and I'm going to be selecting each of the images that I downloaded to illustrate my menu. I want to select thematic images having to do with nitrogen ice cream. You can see that having selected them, InDesign now loaded each of these images so I can go and place them one by one inside of the frames. Because each of them is too big, I'm going to select the frames, right-click, select Fitting, and fill frame proportionately so I can recenter each of the images. And now if I double-click on the image frames, I can go and extend them, holding down Shift to keep my proportions accurate. So I can zoom in on the areas that I'm most interested in, namely the ice cream. Have you ever had nitrogen ice cream? It will ruin all other ice creams for you. I promise. I'm going to select each of these frames, and because I had already rounded out my other frames, I'm going to round these out as well. I'm utilizing the same colors to keep the formatting uniform. If I press W, I'll be able to see what my design looks like in preview mode. So far, so good. Now I'm ready to start plugging in some of the text. I'm going to utilize my type tool, and at the top I'm going to type in the name of the place, which is Arctic Fog. I want to select a fun font that better illustrates the spirit of this place. So look through defont.com for better options if you don't find anything that you are interested in. I know I want to select a font that is really nice and thick because I'm going to be placing an image inside of the text shortly. I also want it to be nice and big so that the image is visible. I'm not going to be changing the color because, as I stated, I'm going to be placing an image inside of it momentarily. I'm going to right-click, select Fitting, and Fit Frame to Content so I can fit the frame so it matches the text perfectly. I'm going to be moving up this subheading, which is just going to state Nitrogen Ice Cream Shop. And I'm going to be utilizing the same font or a similar font to keep each of the formatting options uniform. Make sure you're remembering typographic hierarchy by making the text of the title bigger and the text of the subheading a little bit smaller. That way, viewers know exactly what it is that they're looking at and they know what's more important in your design. I'm just going and shifting parts of my design up. I think I might have maybe another subheading right underneath the images. So for the moment, I'm just going to go drag out a skinny rectangular frame and maybe fill this with placeholder text until I figure out what exactly I want to write in there. Remember to keep all the fonts that you guys use uniform because this is a very minimal design and we want to keep everything consistent. If I press W, every now and then I can start seeing my design come together. I think it looks pretty professional so far. Now it's time to create the table. To create the table of menu options, I'm going to be utilizing my type tool and clicking inside of the frame. Then I'm going to go to the table menu at the top of my workspace, select Insert Table, and I'm going to put in 4 body rows, 4 columns. Let's make that 5 body rows, 4 columns, and 1 header row. Then I'm going to click OK. Now I can start plugging in what's going to be going inside the table. So the first heading is going to be Base. The second heading is going to be Flavor. The third is going to be Liquid Toppings. And the fourth is going to be Crunchy Toppings. Then you can fill these in as you wish, utilizing any flavor options, any base options, any topping options that you want. You can also use placeholder text if you're absolutely positively not sure what you're going to be inserting for each of these. Having created all of the topping options, I'm ready to format this table by giving it some color. I'm going to highlight the table. Then I'm going to go to the table menu at the top, table options, and table setup. With the table setup, I can select a border for my table, and I can select different colors that I want the table to have. So I'm going to select a table border of 2 points, and I'm going to utilize the same red that I was utilizing throughout the rest of my design. Then I'm going to go to Fills. I'm going to select an alternating pattern that says every other row. The first row is going to have a mauvish pink, slightly darker. The second row is going to have a slightly lighter pink. If you hit preview in the panel, it's going to show you what your design looks like so far. I can see that I missed one of the column strokes, so I'm going to select an alternating pattern of every other column, and I'm going to select the same red that I've been using throughout to keep my design consistent, and I'm going to do the same thing for the row strokes. And click OK to see my changes. That looks a lot better, and it definitely looks thematic to the rest of the imagery that I have currently in my design. I'm going to highlight my text again, and under the table dimensions, all the way at the bottom in the properties panel, I'm going to increase the size of my cells where it says cell insets. So by default, it's set to 0.4. I'm going to click on the top arrow key, and I'm going to set them each to 0.10 to make each of the cells a little bigger, and then have each of the flavor options fit nicely inside of the cells. I will also now be adjusting the cell for the header row, and I'm going to be setting that also to 0.8. I think it would look a lot better if I centered each of these, so I'm going to highlight, and in my paragraph panel in the properties, I'm going to just go and center each of the heading and menu options. Now it's time for me to select a font that is going to go with the rest of the text. I also want to add a fill to my header, so in the properties panel, I'm going to click where it says fill, and I think I'm going to fill them with a red, and I'm going to make the text itself white, so it stands out against the red of the design, either white or this very pale pink. I'll use whatever works. So far, so good. Every now and then, hit Control or Command S to save your work so far. And now I'm ready to insert an image inside of my title and start adjusting the colors used throughout the design to keep it uniform. Every now and then, press W so you can see your design without each of the rulers and guides splitting up your design. I think that looks really professional, and I would definitely go have ice cream here. I'm going to be inserting an image inside of this text, so to do so, I'm going to click Type, Create Outlines. So now that I'm turning the text into a shape, I'll be able to press Ctrl D and insert an image of ice cream in there. I'm going to be recycling one of the images of ice cream that I already downloaded. Then I'm going to give it a stroke to match the rest of the design and keep it uniform. I think that's looking really good so far. I might adjust some of the text colors used throughout, especially right here for my subheading, and try to match some of the colors used throughout the design. Now I'm ready to export my final draft. because I think my design looks very professional. To do so, I'm going to go to File, Export. I'm going to select Format, Adobe PDF Print. I'm going to title this Menu Design Final. I'm going to click Save, and I'm going to click Export. And this is my final draft. Hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I can't wait to see your own work. Make me proud. Hit me up if you have any questions in the comments. Peace out.